you so much, DJ Jenner. Folks, it's not every day that we get a member of the royal family here on the station, but tonight that's exactly what we have for you. Now, I had to spend a lot of acting to set this up, okay? And so you better all appreciate it and pay close attention. In 1993, Chase Masterson captured all of our hearts when she played the role of Lita, the Bajoran Davo girl, on the television series Star Trek Deep Space Nine. In 2007, she added Zila, the Orion slave girl, to the Star Trek universe when she starred in the fan-created YouTube series Star Trek of Gods and Men. In 2010, she reprised the role of Lita once more when she went to Cryptic Studios and added her voice to the massively multiplayer online role-playing game Star Trek Online. Named one of the world's 50 sexiest women by Femme Fatale magazine, and then named one of the 10 sexiest aliens in television history by America Online, I am so pleased to announce, to welcome Chase Masterson to Subspace Radio, because as we all know, she has a soft spot for Ferengi. Hello, Chase, welcome.
Wow, DJ Karam, you've really done your homework. I'm impressed.
I try my best. Now, we don't have much time, so we're going to jump right in. The first question I have was submitted by a player in the game named George Kane. He says, Chase, Star Trek has influenced real-life progress in technology. For example, they're on record as stating that the cell phone was inspired by Captain Kirk's communicator device. The holodeck has inspired the U.S. Army to develop virtual training technology. When you were cast as Lita, were you aware of the enormous effect that this franchise has had on the world, and did that put any pressure on you?
I was aware, and you know, not only is Star Trek responsible for all of these amazing advances in technology, but we have, you know, guys that have come from other planets like Ferenginar here to talk with us. So I knew that the job perks were there, and the pressure was going to be on to satisfy this fan base. And yes, DJ Grom, I really had wanted to particularly be on Deep Space Nine because I knew of the impact that Star Trek has had on the world, of the incredible legacy it is, and really in that has given to all of the cast members. I thought that would be a really wonderful job to have. Plus, the fan base is so passionate, obviously, and I don't know, just so supportive, so connected, even so many years after the show is wrapped. You know, here we are. So yes, I knew. And so Deep Space Nine is the one show that I really prayed to be on. I had met a couple of members of the Star Trek cast and just thought, you know, wow, great stories, great fan base, great conventions all over the world. I want some of that. So here we are.
We're so glad that you took on that role, because let me tell you, Deep Space Nine was my personal favorite series of all of them. And I remember the day you came into the show. It was fantastic. And then you were integral. You were part of that resistance that got back the station. I mean, they took your character and they turned you into a full-fledged cast member right away. I really like Lita.
Thank you. Well, you know, I mean, Lita, I think, was originally brought on, if I might say so, to be some eye candy, which Star Trek is certainly famous for. But I think that they did add some really great facets to Lita's character, so to speak, throughout the years, and, you know, turned her from not being just any old Dabo girl, but into a compassionate, supportive member of the Ferengi Resistance, which I'm sure you can appreciate, DJ Grom. And I don't know. I mean, you know, being a supportive wife to Rom and being part of a relationship that had its difficulties and intricacies, and you know, someone who was compassionate and faithful, and a lot of great qualities that Lita had besides, you know, the requisite Starfleet push-up bra. So I had a good time with Lita. I do wish that there were some more depth that they could have brought into the character. Some people say more strength. I think that it could have gone in that direction, but I was happy to have what we did have.
Awesome. Now, if you had a say in the next Star Trek series, do you think it should go forward in time and explore the seeds planted by your series, Deep Space Nine, or Voyager, or The Next Generation? Or do you think that it should go in the past and flesh out unexplored things from the previous series?
That is such a great question. I really love that. I think that the overall direction of sci-fi is so different than it was during the run of Deep Space Nine or Voyager. The styles of television have changed so dramatically with Battlestar Galactica, Firefly, Buffy and Angel. All of the work being done in TV in genre these days is just grittier, and the humor is drier, the acting is subtler, the pacing is faster and hipper, the music and even the editing. The cutting is modernized. So I don't think we can go back as a culture to that old style. And that's what a lot of people have associated, I think, Deep Space Nine and Voyager with. But, after DS9 and Voyager, Joss Whedon and Ron Moore and some other great writers have really updated the style of modern genre television. So I think a lot of times the style gets confused with the actual content of the shows, But stylistically, audiences, for instance, don't like aliens in makeup. They want their aliens to be much more realistic, like the Cylons. And so, all that being said, I believe that it needs to be in the Prime universe, like DS9 and Voyager. But I don't think that should be confused with the old style, the old conventions, as it were. I think it would be best to do that timeline in canon with the new TV production styles. I don't think they can follow the production models of the past 4 series anymore. It's important not to get those things confused. I think we need to be updated in style. Unfortunately, CBS would probably do a series in the Abrams timeline because it feels more up-to-date and hipper. But I think that's a mistake, because I think that J.J. Abrams has got that parallel universe covered. I mean, what else can they do with that, right? So bottom line is, I think that CBS should stick to the Prime universe timeline. I think that somebody with an extremely compelling creative edge, who also has a feel for the newer style of science fiction, somebody like Jane Espenson or Michael Taylor, who wrote extremely strong, dark, controversial episodes, such as Michael Taylor's In the Pale Moonlight. That stuff was really powerful. I think a writer like that could deliver what CBS would want for the Next Trek audience, which is bringing in the classic fan base, but also reaching out to the newer audience that J.J. Abrams has brought in. So I think the writer is very important. I also love everything that Brian Fuller does. Pushing Daisies, Dead Like Me, and a lot of other great shows, Wonder Falls. And he's put the word out that he wants to get back into the cool 60s vibe of Star Trek with all the passion and, all those dynamics. So I think that he could put a really interesting spin on it, while still delivering great stories, which is really what Star Trek is all about, right?
Wow. I sure hope they have you on the team to pick the next Star Trek series, because you have a lot of great ideas there, and I hope someone from CBS is listening.
Well, thank you. I'll also say, it also could go in another direction, which could be like a rich, dark, Caprica-like political drama about the Grand Magus and his wife, with a guest star named Grom. It's kind of like a Western kind of, except set on Ferenginar. Except for it would have to be on Stars, because I'd have to be naked the whole time, because I'm a Ferengi wife. But would you guys be okay with that?
I think the audience would love that. All right.
Well, I'll pass.